What's up and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, we put a wideband in the Retro Fox. As you can see, this will be the first drive in the Retro Fox with the wideband. Okay, so nothing's changed at the moment. This car has SVE 170cc aluminum heads on it, a B303 cam, and exhaust. That's it. Stock intake, stock injectors. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna notice is this car runs pretty lean when it first starts up. Once this car goes into closed loop, it richens up a little bit. Now sometimes the camera doesn't pick up the numbers good, but I'll do my best to show you guys what we got and talk about it. All right, so just cruising around the neighborhood, we seem to be good. We're at about 14, 15. Sometimes it dips down. They're gonna do that. All these cars will. And also expect, if a car, like when you let off the throttle, expect it to go lean. That's something that these things do. That's perfectly normal, so don't freak out about that. Goes pretty rich under full throttle. Okay, so we're going to try that again. I'm going to go down to third gear and we're going to see what this thing does at full throttle. Remember, this car isn't boosted, so it shouldn't be down in the 11s. Pick up some power NA there. Now the thing is, we're not going to stay NA, so that really doesn't matter. But guys, as far as cruising goes, this is right where it needs to be. 14 to 15, that's on the money. I can't complain about that whatsoever. Okay, so I'm going to get into the car a little harder than I ever have with the gears, and I don't have the draggy with me. We'll come back and do that later. But I'll give you another like first impression, seat of the pants feel. Now I'm not gonna slam any gears because my shifter is a little loose and I need to replace it. We'll just roll out first and hit it and see what happens. We'll just roll out first and hit it and see what happens. Okay, there she is. That's what's up. Now she's running like she's supposed to, guys. That's what I'm talking about. The Retro Fox, I don't know what was wrong with it, but now she's running like she's supposed to. Damn, that's pretty fun. I wanted to hit the gears a lot harder, but with this shifter kind of being jacked up, I better not do that. Anyway, let's go ahead, get back to the house, and we'll talk about it. I'm impressed. I'm actually very impressed. The car ran like I thought it should, going from 273s to 373 gears. So that's a really good thing. That lets me know that there's nothing major wrong with the car. Actually, one thing that I did do was open up the air box because that air filter was pretty much clogged up. It's old. And I realized that and I'm like, you know what? Maybe if I just crack it open and then try it like that, I guess that's what it was. The car was probably starving for air. As you can see, the car is super rich. So let's think about this for a second, guys. This is a stock car that has had heads, cam, and headers put on. That's it. And a set of gears. It's got exhaust, all that stuff, right? So there you go. See, typically people don't put widebands in cars like this. I mean, some people do, sure, but a lot of people don't. And this goes to show right here that these stock computers and the systems on these cars are very forgiving. Now, we still have 19-pound injectors, guys. We've got a B cam, we've got headers, we've got gears, and we're sending this thing as high as it can go as far as RPMs, and it's still rich. There you go. One of the first things that you think of doing is going to be injectors and things like that, adjustable regulator. This car still has the stock fuel regulator on it, so that's pretty cool. I've never tested one of these cars like this. Something else that I'm going to briefly touch on in this video, because I'm going to make a whole video about it, is let's say you're going to get your car tuned, right? You're either going to get it dyno tuned or you're going to get somebody to remote tune your car. So let's use this car as an example. What we have to realize is when you pick the phone up and you call one of these tuners, they're not your best buddy. They're not there to problem solve and try to figure out what sensor is bad for you. If you had your plugs gapped right, they're not there for that. They are there to tune your car, meaning you need to have your car ready for them to tune when you get there. We're going to discuss that in another video. So you guys go ahead, give me some tips and tricks you can think of that need to be done before you take your car to the tuner. This is one of the things that I love about Fox bodies, is they are so forgiving. You can't do this type stuff with these newer cars. They pretty much, in a sense, lock you out. You would think the smarter the computers get, the more they can compensate for stuff. And believe me, they could if they wanted to, but these older systems just have so much give in them. They got so much play. Now, please understand, I'm not telling you can go out and throw a set of 225 heads on here, a badass upper intake and a huge cam and 19-pound injectors and expect this thing to be safe. Now, I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to let you guys know is a lot of people are spending extra money for 24-pound injectors and a mass air meter that doesn't have to be spent. And that's the whole point that I'm trying to make here. If you're ever in doubt, get you a wideband. That's pretty cheap reassurance, right? So on my dad's car, we need to definitely put a wideband on it to make sure that it's good. But I feel pretty sure that this car with the big injectors and the mass air meter is probably safe as well. If you're curious as to whether your car needs to be put on the dyno, needs to have a custom tune, then put a wideband in your car, because you're going to need it anyway, and that'll tell the tale. That's the tip that I want to give you guys tonight. The wideband is worth it. It's a tuning tool, and it's a peace of mind as well. So you know what, if you're like me and you don't like the gauge pods, I think somebody made mention of putting it in the glove box. You can hide these things somewhat, and then just check it for reference. It's not something that's going to change on a daily basis. Once you know, you pretty much know until you start to make changes on the car, engine wise and things like that. All right, guys, look, I've talked enough. That's not what this video was originally supposed to be about, but I hope it helps you guys out and it gives you a little bit of insight to how versatile the computer systems are on these cars. I'm going to go ahead, wrap this video up, and as always, thanks for watching.